Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews movies and talks about nerd shit. This is episode 794, and it is your nerd. You're going to hear from Sheldon, our wonderful co-host, Brian Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I had to think about that.
Monday night, live early and ad-free over on Patreon.
Early my ass.
Early because it won't drop until maybe like Wednesday. Ad-free for everybody else gets to watch it over on patreon.com/nerdcore. You can get episodes live early and ad-free of the main podcast by joining the Patreon at the $1 tier and above.
I just saying early my ass recording this early.
Well, you know exactly what it means when I say early. Fuck you.
I know.
Yeah, we're not early. But I couldn't watch the movie. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on these days. Brad, today we're going to be concluding our Steven Spielberg month with our review of The Fabelmans. But before we go ahead and get into that, how are you doing, Brad?
I'm awake.
You're awake. Yeah, I'm surprised you're awake.
No, it's only fucking 8:24 here.
Well, like what time do you usually sleep?
9:30, 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like midnight my time.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, Brad, glad that you're still up.
This is no big deal. I just like giving you shit.
Yeah. Glad that you're still up because I did not want to have to double up on Wednesday.
You're right.
No. So I'm glad that I finished this movie.
What are we doing Wednesday?
Fargo.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Brad, how are you doing, dude? How was work?
Not too bad. You know, I went to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you watch this movie?
I watched this movie Sunday.
Yesterday, right? Yeah, because you were texting me yesterday.
Sunday. Yeah. I watched this movie Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, Brad. You guys are probably thinking like, dude, why didn't you get Schindler's List? Why didn't you do any of these other ones? And honestly, guys, I really could have gone for one of those, but this was one of those movies that I had missed in 2022, and
those movies like. I honestly could say that I never really felt the need to watch.
I never felt compelled to watch it. It was always one of those that was like, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And I never got to it.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're like, oh, this is based on Steven Spielberg's life. Meh.
Yeah. And I'm now looking at it after watching it, and I'm like, damn, bro.
Damn, should have watched it in 2020.
I should have, because like this easily would have been in my top 5.
Yeah, this was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put his most recent movie in there because he got a lot of awards, I love, and I was like, fuck it, it's the most recent movie that he's made. Let's go ahead and see what Spielberg is like when he's working at right now. And
like let's see what Spielberg wants to make, when it's not, when he goes in not wanting to probably make like billions of dollars.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. And you know what, man? I'm glad that I finally got to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all of y'all who are like, oh, you could have done the BFG, you could have done Lincoln.
Honestly, the BFG wasn't that great.
It wasn't?
Not my favorite. No.
I've never seen BFG, man.
Yeah, not my favorite. I loved the book as a kid. The book was
good. The big fucking giant, huh? Yeah.
The big fucking giant is a whole different genre.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure y'all like, well, Schindler's List is right there, man. Like, I know. And I promise we'll get to all those that you want us to get to. But I don't know. I just felt like this one was one that I wanted to watch for a while now.
This one was one that I don't think either of us would have, chosen.
No, I don't think so either. Like,
go see it. It's like, yeah, let's watch Spielberg give himself a hand job of his own life, which is basically what kind of, you read what it is, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. But there is one thing that really did what's it called? That convinced me to want to watch this one though. I knew that David Lynch was in the film, and I was like, you know what, man? He passed away this year. I want to see David Lynch in a movie. And
where was David Lynch?
Huh?
Where was David Lynch in this?
Who the fuck you think played Brad? Okay.
I'm honestly, I'm like, who was David Lynch?
Did you watch the movie?
I watched the movie. I don't remember seeing David Lynch. Oh, John
He's
Ford.
literally in the last scene.
Look, he's got an eye patch on and a hat on. I did not realize
the voice is like the most recognizable voice.
If I'm not looking for David Lynch, I'm not looking for David Lynch.
Bro, how do you not know that's David Lynch? Listen to him.
A fucking eye patch and a hat on. I don't know.
Listen. Like that's the most recognizable voice. Jeez, Brad.
Listen,
God.
Linda, listen.
Yeah, you should probably listen, man. So let's go ahead and do this thing, Brad. So if you haven't watched the Fabelmans, you should probably get out of here. We care about spoilers, but if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the Fabelmans, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. The Fabelmans is a 2022 American coming-of-age drama film directed and co-produced by Steven Spielberg, who co-wrote the screenplay with Tony Kushner. Loosely based on Spielberg's early life and beginnings as a filmmaker, the semi-autobiographical film follows Sammy Fabelman, a young aspiring filmmaker who explores how the power of films can help him see the truth about his dysfunctional family and those around him. It stars Gabriel LaBelle as Sammy alongside Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, and Judd Hirsch, who was in it for like fucking 5 minutes in supporting roles. David Lynch makes a cameo as filmmaker John Ford during the film's final scene, his final acting role before his death in 2025. The film is dedicated to the memories of Spielberg's parents, Leah Adler and Arnold Spielberg, who died in 2017 and 2020 respectively. Spielberg had conceived the project as early as 1999 with his sister Anne writing a screenplay titled I'll Be Home. Spielberg postponed the project for 20 years due to concerns about how it might affect his parents. He revisited it in 2019 with screenwriter and frequent collaborator Kushner while they were making West Side Story, and the screenplay was completed in late 2020. Development of the film officially began soon after, with casting taking place between March and May 2021. Principal photography began in that July in Los Angeles and wrapped in September. The Fabelmans premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 10, 2022, where it won the People's Choice Award. Distributed by Universal Pictures, the film opened as a limited theatrical release in the United States on November 11, 2022, and then expanded to a wide release on November 23rd, grossing $45.6 million on a $40 million budget. It received widespread critical acclaim and was named one of the top 10 films of 2022 by the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute, and was considered a return to form for Spielberg. The Fabelmans earned numerous awards and nominations, including 7 nominations at the 95th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress for Williams, and Best Supporting Actor for Hirsch. It also earned 11 nominations at the 28th Critics' Choice Award, winning Best Young Performer for LaBelle, and 5 nominations at the 80th Golden Globe Awards, winning Best Motion Picture Drama and Best Director. It has since been ranked among the best films of the 2020s and the 21st century. The cinematographer is Janusz Kaminski. What has Janusz done? This name sounds very Oh, he's the one who's been doing most of Spielberg's movies.
No, that would
Yeah.
make sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
What
Yeah.
has he done? Oh,
Yeah.
all this.
Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List. Um, yeah, it looks like this is the guy who's been doing most of his work. The guy who we've been naming this whole month. Um, yeah. So yeah, yeah. He's done that. Those two. Jerry Maguire. I didn't know he did Jerry Maguire. Hmm. All right, man. Yeah, yeah. And of course, if you wanted to know, he just did If last year. John Krasinski's movie about imaginary friends. Yeah. Um, edited by Michael Kahn and Sarah Brosher. Music is, of course, by the legendary John Williams. And like I said, $40 million budget. It made $45.6 million at the box office. But let's be honest, Spielberg did not make this concerned about how much money he was going to make.
No,
He made this.
This wasn't meant for the blockbusters.
This wasn't meant for the blockbusters. And let's be honest, Spielberg is not going to be missing any payday. I mean, any working days. He'll have a job. He'll have another movie to make after this.
And I mean, I feel like Universal is like, well, this dude's made us so much money over the years. He can have this one.
You know what's crazy? This man's first movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Was it Duel? I think it was
No,
Duel.
Firelight in 1964.
When was his Duel?
Wait, no, it's 64. Oh, wait, this is the one that he made when he was a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah, Duel Spielberg, 1971.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was technically his first.
Yeah. Well, never mind. The one he made when he was a teenager was 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, Duel. That was, yeah, it's a TV movie. Yeah. Yeah. That one just came out on 4K, by the way. So, Brad, like I said, this was just one I was like, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it.
Yeah.
I never got to it.
I think a lot of people are probably like that. Because I was like that.
And before this, the last Spielberg movie I had seen, like, that he had released was, I believe, was The Post. And I actually really liked The Post. I never watched Ready Player One. I never watched West Side Story. So
I like Ready Player One.
Yeah, I never got to it. That was another one I was like, oh, I'm going to get to it. Just never got to it. I would say, Brad, this movie's fucking beautiful.
Oh, Look at that.
Oh, shit, what the fuck, Stacy? All those little independent films.
You get this one, Spielberg, but you better be working on the E.T. prequel in 26. Yeah, we better get that second Atari game that we can fill the landfills up with.
Yeah, I'd say, man, this movie's so beautiful. It's just, it's Spielberg creating from memory, but it's also like, it kind of also feels like Spielberg kind of getting something off his chest. And, I'm not gonna act like I know about Spielberg's life, and I'm not gonna act like I know the man personally. But I feel like this movie, it really feels like Spielberg is finally coming to terms with some of the things that he's been trying to work through in all of his movies. I mean, E.T.'s about his parents' divorce, man, and I feel like most of his movies have to be tackling the same problem he's been kind of dealing with since he was a kid. And I think
maybe not Jurassic Park.
No, not really, but most of his personal work. But I really liked it, man. I thought it was amazing. I loved it. And I think that it's also a beautiful movie about how cinema is so powerful. And I mean, dude, he has a fucking scene where, Sammy makes his bully through the power of his movie about Ditch Day realize that he should be empathetic towards other people. And he makes him cry.
Yeah.
Like,
and beat up his other bully.
If that's not powerful, I mean, if that doesn't tell you how powerful filmmaking is, I don't know what else can tell you that. Brad, what are your initial thoughts on the Fabelmans?
I think this film's great. I think we've mostly through life have seen Spielberg in the eyes of the blockbuster.
Oh yeah,
of huge fortunes being spent on movies that gain huge fortunes. And it's nice to know that Spielberg can dive a bit deeper and come out with something that's probably the most intimate
Yeah.
story he's told.
And by
And
the way, we're like, sorry to interrupt you with this, Brad, but I just want to say, this isn't a low budget film, by the way.
no,
This is a very medium budget film. Like $40 million is still a lot.
yeah, but in the
But, like,
Spielberg career of Jurassic
Yeah, I know,
Park,
like in
Indiana
retrospect,
Jones,
right? But I just want to make sure like people don't get it twisted here. This is not a $5 million film.
no,
This is fucking $40 million we're talking about.
this is a low budget Spielberg film,
Yeah.
which it is. But that's fine. I mean, the cast he gets, I swear to God, is the main is the main kid, Gabriel LaBelle. He looks exactly like I would imagine a young Spielberg to look like.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it's uncanny in that way. Paul Dano playing his genius dad, who
Paul Dano's Paul
is
Dano, dude.
definitely has some form of autism, which explains the whole he invented computers basically. In the 50s, which, you know, I've never looked up the history of computers. I've never really been compelled to, but to know that they were doing that in the 50s, crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of the cast, I mean, the sisters really play an impactful part, especially in the one scene where the father's sitting them down and explaining why their mother is leaving back to Arizona to be with Benny. Seth Rogen, he plays, I think, the part of the best friend, future stepdad role well.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's really you have Sammy and then you have his mother, and I think that's what really the story is about, is trying to get through that of his mother's choices in this, and then why exactly his father just stepped aside and allowed her to do that. And I don't know if this is a real messy, like, real messy life, not a real messy movie.
Yeah. But by the way, I just want to go ahead and bring up a fact here. He hadn't made a movie on this budget since fucking 2014, dude.
That's what I'm saying. This is kind of a low budget Spielberg movie.
Yeah. Like, even The Post was like $25 million more expensive than this.
Yeah. 40 million. That's an episode of Echo, not even a season finale. That was episode of 6 Echo that got canceled. I also think that this also shows Spielberg's love for movies, or him finding love for movies, because throughout his childhood we see he picks it up and then he puts it down, and then ultimately it took, I think, meeting John Ford to be like, this is what I want to do. That was fucking cool. This is what I ultimately want to do.
Well, I think Sammy picks it up and puts it down because, like, I think Sammy's afraid of how much it reveals about his family and how much, like, he's not willing for it to reveal about himself.
Yeah.
And because it's like, I mean, throughout this whole movie, like, you kind of get the feeling that Sammy feels responsible for like his parents.
Yeah,
splitting up.
I think you see that at the prom where he proposes to a 6-month girlfriend, and she's like, "No, like, are you crazy?" But also, there's this struggle dynamic between wanting to make his father proud and going kind of the educational route, even though he hates school, and then in some weird way, Uncle Benny is the one who supports him in this dream, along with his mother. And what a struggle that is to have to juggle that, of being like, I love my father and I hate what my mother is doing to him, but my support system for my dream is
the dude who's fucking my mom.
I mean, like, and I see why Spielberg took forever, especially when both his parents are gone.
Yeah.
To, like, and Benny gone to intimately tackle this and try to come to terms with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, dude, Paul Dano's great. Seth Rogen's great. Fucking Judd Hirsch for like the 5 minutes that he's in this movie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. His like if that's a true story, I think that one meeting with his uncle, his great uncle or whatever, like that had to have an effect too of like being told straight out your family is important to you, but this
This is more.
you will die for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, he said this. He said in September 2022, Spielberg expressed how personal the film was to him, saying that this film is for me a way of bringing my mom and dad back. And it also brought my sisters Annie, Susie, and Nancy closer to me than I ever thought possible, and that was worth making the film. Yeah.
I think Judge Hirsch might have one of the best monologues.
He might.
Film. He might have, if not the best monologue in the film. Like you said, he was on screen for like 5 to 10 minutes at most.
Yeah.
But that one monologue just fucking hits.
Yeah. But to me, Brand, I really do think the one who just to me does it for me. I mean, it's Michelle Williams, man. Like the emotional weight that she's carried in this whole film, and just how fucking perfect she portrays this woman. And it's like there's moments in the movie where like I hate her and I hate what she's doing to her family. And there's also moments where I'm like I just sympathize with you because you look like you're so lost. Like you don't know what the fuck you want out of this anymore.
Yeah,
and it looks like you're being drained every moment that you're in this home.
Well, and I think she plays it perfectly, and I'm sure this is kind of realistic what Spielberg's mother was going through, because she's being pulled in two different directions of what society would deem, I guess, morally right, but what she feels in her heart is right. And I mean, that could have been easy. This was what, 50s, 60s?
Yeah.
Like women didn't, back then, they didn't just divorce their husbands and
I don't know.
go be with their best friend.
Now, I don't know how it works in the Jewish faith, but I know, like, in the Catholic faith, that ain't easy to fucking, get a divorce like that.
No, I mean, I feel like you'd be ostracized. Like,
yeah,
hardcore ostracized in that respect. I think she probably wasn't, because his father, more than, I don't know about allowed, but he stepped out of the way. So he loved her to the point, like, he didn't want to see her in pain.
Yeah.
So he took himself out of that. So in a way, I guess it's respectful, but in some other way, it's like he chose not to fight for her either.
Yeah.
Because I guess at the end of the day, she didn't want him. And she loved and respected him, but after so many years, and you see this with a lot of marriages, it's like there's just that falling out. There's just not that spark anymore, and people change. People aren't the same, or they shouldn't be the same 20 years in.
Yeah.
Like you start at a whole different space and mind space, and and in 20 years, like, you should try to get better, but sometimes people don't.
Yeah. I love all the scenes of him like showing his films and how he's editing them, and it's just like it almost feels kind of like operatic. It feels like a fucking symphony to him. It's like he looks like he's like a conductor just conducting the symphony.
Well, I like the old school aspect, like, because I don't know anything about the old school.
Oh yeah, I mean, Brad, literally, that's what they had to do.
Yeah,
they had to fucking put the film in there, cut, splice it.
Which it's kind of the same they had to do with music. I mean, even in the 90s, they were doing music that way. They were cutting, splicing, and it was just cool to see like his edits that he had all lined up and how he was putting those together.
Yeah, yeah. Brad, what'd you think about John Williams' score?
Oh, it's John Williams. John Williams will be the king till he dies. Let's be real.
Dude, this was such a great score. And I love the way that it's not just like a symphony style, like what he's used to. Like there's a lot of piano in here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Michelle Williams actually plays the piano in this, but anytime Mitzi's playing the piano, she steals the show. I like Mitzi kind of steals the show when she's on screen, which might fit into that whole like she just wants attention, that aspect that she gets called out on. But I don't really think that's it. I think,
Yeah.
like you said, she's struggling and she's trying to find anything and everything to get her through what they would call melancholy back in the day, but we know it as depression today. She even goes as far as getting a monkey and then naming it Benny, which, if that's not a fucking red flag to everyone in that house, I don't know what was.
Yeah. Once again, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up again. There's a really good documentary about Spielberg that HBO did in 2017. It's called Spielberg. I think everybody should watch it. It goes a lot more into, well, not a lot more into, but like, it does talk about his parents a lot. It talks about the divorce, and I really think y'all should go watch that because it's a really, really good. It was really good documentary.
I mean, do you think Spielberg was that bullied in high school?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I mean, it was 50s, 60s, Jewish faith, kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
But as Roll had said to me, hey, wish more girls wanted to pray with me.
Yeah, I wish I would have prayed with more girls, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have prayed with more girls.
Let Jesus into you.
Yeah.
Through your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that's how you fucking consume the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Blood of Christ, body of Christ, yada, yada, yada.
But just let girls your age do that, guys. Once the priest wants to do that, that's a little bit, it's a little something else. Yeah. I really do want to know what's probably, what's true about this movie and what's not. Like, I really want to know if he actually met John Ford.
That last scene is fucking... It's awesome.
It's honestly the best piece of advice you could ever give somebody, man.
Well, it's film advice, and he's coming in there as a young filmmaker, not knowing. And
the movie ends with the horizon being on the bottom and on the top.
Well, the movie ends if you see the horizon is in the middle, and he shifts it.
Yeah.
There's a subtle little shift of him changing that because of John Ford's, recommendation, or, and. Just think of that. You're struggling to become a filmmaker. Like, you've been sending out your letters everywhere. You've been going to school, hating school. And then you get, this call or letter from CBS. Hey, come in. We want you to see about, doing Hogan's Heroes, which would have been crazy in itself to work on Hogan's Heroes. Giant, like, if people don't know what Hogan's Heroes, it was a major, major television show back in the day. Just to work on that, getting called in to see about working on that, and then the guy going, okay, so I know you're not interested in Hogan Heroes, so let me take you across the room to the greatest filmmaker, and it's fucking John Ford that walks in. And then John Ford goes on, he's busting your balls, but at the same time he gives you like the very first film advice. Your very first film advice from anyone in this industry is from John Ford, and he actually gives you great advice. Like, no wonder Spielberg kept wanting to do this.
Yeah. All right, I'll read one piece of trivia. Steven Spielberg said his parents had been nagging him to put them on the big screen prior to their deaths. They were actually nagging me, when are you going to tell that story about our family, Steve? And so this was something they were very enthusiastic about, he said. He also shared what finally prompted him to make The Fabelmans. I started seriously thinking, if I had one more movie I haven't made yet, something that I really want to do on a very personally atomic level, what would that be? And there was only one story I really wanted to tell. He also said The Fabelmans is the first coming-of-age story I've ever told. My life with my mom and dad taught me a lesson, which I hope this film in a small way imparts. He told the Hollywood Reporter, which is, when does a young person in a family start to see his parents as human beings? In my case, because of what happened between the ages of 7 and 18, I started to appreciate my mom and dad not as parents, but as real people. And as somebody who had gone through the things that I just went through in these last 3 years, I will admit to you guys, I just started seeing my father as a real person. I don't see my father. Like, I haven't seen my father as my parent since my mom passed. Since then, I have really seen my father as a human being. and it's crazy. And I think that Spielberg does that so well in this movie. And I don't know, man. I guess like I said, I really love this movie, Brad. Not that Hogan for the folks at home.
I do.
No,
I
not
do
that
want to read.
Hogan.
Raul did bring up about was the Ford meeting real,
Yeah.
and I'll just read this is in the Wikipedia. LaBelle was unaware of the casting of David Lynch as John Ford until the day the scene he had to do with him was filmed.
That's hilarious.
He recalled that once Lynch came onto set, it enabled him to embody Sammy and how he was feeling, recalling, Lynch is a great guy, but leading up to it, Sammy's nervous, so I'm getting nervous. The scene itself was written to historically match how the actual real-life encounter between Spielberg and Ford occurred, with the latter's dialogue written exactly word for word, most notably Ford's advice to Sammy about framing. And here's my question. Did Spielberg like run out of that room and write down like what John Ford told him? Or is Spielberg's memory of this just so... I mean, I could see it. Like you would remember this for the rest of your life if that was told to you from one of the greatest directors to ever live.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad, what's your final verdict here?
Oh, this is such a good film. And it's so unexpected. I mean, there's nothing really like it kept my attention pretty well. It doesn't.
Dude,
really
those 2 hours and 31 minutes flew by, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they could have added like 10 more, and I still would have been fine.
Yeah, they probably would have been fine. I mean,
this could have been close to a fucking 3-hour movie, and I would have been still sitting through all of it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it high. I think a 9.25 out of 10. I'm going to give it a high.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I have to put it against like Schindler's List or anything, probably not.
I've never seen Schindler's List, but to me, my favorite Spielberg is always going to be Jaws.
Yeah.
And Jaws is perfect in its own way.
The first true blockbuster.
Yeah, but I think that it's crazy. I think that this movie is perfect in its own way too.
Very interesting.
And as seeing it through the eyes of the artist Spielberg and how much this movie meant to him and how much it was probably very, therapeutic for him to move on.
I bet you it was pretty difficult to film some of these scenes.
Yeah, Seth Rogen said that he was emotional on set like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10 out of 10. I think that it's easily one of my favorite Spielbergs of all time. Definitely.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull? I don't even know if that's Spielberg.
Fuck that, man.
I don't even know if that's Spielberg.
That is Spielberg, bro.
Okay,
he made all of them up to the fuck. He didn't make the 5th one. Thank
Okay.
God he didn't make the 5th one. Yeah, thank God he didn't fucking
like
make the
the
5th one.
Crystal Skull. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm so thankful I never watched the 4th one.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, I've heard, Brad.
Just stick to the trilogy. You can stick to the original trilogy and then go to watch the television series Young Indiana Jones, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say Young Indiana Jones, the television series, and everybody hearing this is, how old is this? Well, yes, that existed, and it is good.
Yeah. But that concludes our review of The Fabelmans. And, of course, guys, before I actually go into the plugs, this is all happening because it is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which is actually showing this weekend. I'm going to try my best to go and see it this weekend. I highly doubt I'll be able to because I'm doing stuff for Maya this weekend. But I really want to go ahead and rewatch Jaws in theaters. But yeah, 50th anniversary of Jaws. If you guys want to go see it, check your local theaters. Yeah, and they're playing it in IMAX as well. So.
Oh, that's gonna be pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking awesome, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Giant sharks.
Yeah.
Well, giant
but
shark.
as always, keep up to date with us. Nerdcore.com, Twitter at Nerdcore, Instagram at Nerdcore, Letterboxd at Nerdcore, TikTok at Nerdcore, Patreon.com/Nerdcore, Discord link is in the description below. Subscribe to your YouTube channel, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. And leave a like and leave a comment. Do all that. Brad, have we checked to see if we got any other comments? Anybody else?
I kind of quickly looked and I did not see any.
No more compliments?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You are so cute. Yeah.
So look,
I still want to know what's going
Ooh.
on. Why are we like?
ooh,
Why are we like so big right now
we're
in
big in
fucking
Turkey.
Turkey?
Hey, I don't question it. Thank you to
Yeah.
everyone in Turkey and
Yeah.
everywhere else.
We're really getting close to 600 subs, by the way, guys. So it would be really, really cool if we could keep getting there. We're climbing there. We're at 577 right now. It would be really cool if we could get to 600 subs before the year ends,
Yeah,
which I
tell your
really do
friends,
think that we'll do it.
tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your friends' parents.
Sub, 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 sub. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just please sub. Um, Thank you to our patrons. They make it possible. We love you guys so freaking much. If it wasn't for them, we're not doing this. Thank you to especially to our executive producer Stacy. Stacy
Stacey in
doesn't
the chat.
have. Stacy has no social media to promote, but he does lurk a lot in chat, and he's always in chat. He's always talking, and he's in the Discord. So if you want to talk with Stacy, he's in the Discord and he's in our chats. So make
And
sure that
sometimes
you're
he
there.
shows up in our videos.
Yep. So thank you guys. Thank you, Stacy. And of course, thank you to everybody, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're listening to us on the the feed on the podcast to the vault. You're reading the past reviews on the website. You're following us on our dead social media. Thank you. We love you guys. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and we really do appreciate all of that.
And to pad those numbers, next month is Except Turkey. All Turkish films, all month.
Yeah. We gotta do at least one Turkish film next month.
Yeah, we do. So it's
Which
gonna
there's
be,
one that I think that I could recommend, but I don't know if it's available to rent or anything like that. I've seen it before. It's a fucking really beautiful movie.
Yeah, next month will be International Film Month for people who don't know. I will be
Yeah.
choosing Das Boot as one of them, as I had promised a
Yeah.
commenter. So
Yeah. But Brad, before I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and get them out of here.
all right, Roll. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat. Thank you to our listeners out there, Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, go hug your mama. Young Yoda out.